So, a lot of people are actually on the line waiting for the question to be popped. And the question is not forthcoming because uh, the young man is thinking of the budget for the wedding and thinking, am I really ready for this? Should I not wait a little longer and gather more money before I begin to think of popping that question? Because the minute you pop that question, boom, the marriage plans have started. So, what do you think about the issue with low budget wedding and extravagant wedding?
Three, two, one.
Once again, I want to say welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Coco Saze, and if today is your first time of joining us, you're welcome. Please do not forget to click the subscribe button. Do not forget to like and also share the video. So there are so many concerns right now about the fact that we have a lot of young people, young men who are doing extremely well and yet still not getting married. How much more the average ones are not even thinking about marriage? And someone is asking, why is this the issue? And with little research, we found that weddings nowadays are not cheap. Not like back in the days where with little budget you can actually get a very good wedding. With the level of economy we found ourselves today, lots of money go into the wedding ceremony itself and nothing is actually kept beside or behind for the marriage itself. So a lot of people, when they hear about wedding, they have a good relationship going, everything is going very well, but the minute the issue of proposal comes in, they begin to get cold feet because we found out that a lot of traditions make terrible, unrealistic demands on the males when they come for the daughter's hands in marriage. You know, I heard of a tradition where if the lady is a graduate, there's a particular amount you have to pay. If she is a master degree holder, it's even higher. If she has a PhD, it's even higher. And I'm like, oh, come on. And sometimes they make demands about the man having to pay some money for even the youth, the old women, the young ladies, so many things. And when you calculate everything the man has to spend for traditional wedding alone, is ringing high, so high, in terrible millions. And when some men think about these things, they begin to say, come on, it's like this courtship zone, let's just remain here because we need to gather. And at the end of the day, they keep gathering and gathering, and before you know it, in the process of gathering, they gather into another person, and then the gathering for this one ends. So I feel like for young folks who want to settle down, who wants to get married, think well. I understand that you may not have a say in traditional demands, but I also believe that as a young lady that is about to get married, there are ways you can influence your people in the demands they make for your husband to be. Because do not forget, even as much as you're saying, oh, it's tradition, you need to do this, you need to do that, do not forget, if he spends his life savings on just bringing you into the home, when you get into the home, there's nothing left to be spent. Hence, proper planning has to come in when it comes to wedding. Now, who says that you can have a low budget wedding that looks classy? Who says that it's only when the wedding is with a high budget, that's when it becomes really classy? No, you can have a simple but classy wedding. All you need to do is get the right wedding planner who can help you manage the budgets that you have. Now, as much as we cannot debate traditional demands, but we can influence the demands. Because sometimes I just feel like some people are just on the waiting list for the marriage list, waiting for so long, not because they don't have somebody, not because the person is not willing to settle down with them, but because the person has cold feet towards the high demands that family may be putting on them, the pressure that the family may put in on them. Oh, we have to have a societal wedding. Oh, please, all those people that are coming for societal wedding, don't misquote me. It's good if you have the means to do a societal wedding, to throw a societal wedding, and everybody comes and jubilates and eats, and at the end of the day, everybody's still fine. It's cool. But for a young lady who is just coming and you're meeting a young guy who is trying to start his life, do not now push him to do a societal wedding for you when you know that the means is not there. Because at the end of the day, if he does that, two things are going to happen. Either he's going to run into debt, or if he successfully pays off all his debt, when you people get married, you're going to be struggling to just balance yourselves after the marriage, and that may take a really long time. So young ladies, be wise when you want to get married. Yes, I know you've dreamt of Cinderella wedding, that you want, a wedding in the skyscraper wedding that you've always dreamt of, that you want to have. Now, as much as, if the young man doesn't have that much, even if you're not going to get a skyscraper, you can get something close to that. Yes, do not be deceived that it's only when lots of money is spent in a wedding, that's when the wedding looks all classy, all, you know, all enjoyable. You can also spend less money. I mean, less the amount someone else is spending to give you a societal wedding. You can spend half that amount to also get something very classy and simple that people will attend, and they keep asking. They will remember your wedding years to come, and nobody will actually know how much you spent on the wedding based on your choices of things that you decided to use for your wedding. So I think we can work together as individuals. We can work together as partners and say, oh, instead of delaying, waiting for a miracle to happen where, oh, a 1 million naira contract, a 1 billion naira contract is going to come into his hand that you're going to spend for your wedding. Instead of waiting for that miracle to happen, of course it can happen. You can actually cut short the lengthy courtships by agreeing to do a simple but classy wedding. So, and I know there are times where parents can be very difficult to deal with when it comes to wedding, because in their mind, oh, Mama Nkechi did her own, it was a loud one. Mama Joy did his own, and it was a societal wedding. Why is it your own now? You now want us to manage. You want to disgrace us. Please tell them, Mommy, I'm not disgracing you, because at the end of the day, if I have to get married and then still beg off or leave off your hands, that's the bigger disgrace. So I feel like children should be able to balance up this thing with their parents, young ladies, young guys, balance up the whole budgeting of weddings with your parents before the time comes, so that when the time comes, you don't feel too pressured to do beyond your means. Because one thing that has happened is, because a lot of people are looking at the high budget wedding, people are no longer thinking of getting married. Even though they are in relationship, they are not thinking so much about the wedding, because each time you bring about the talk of the wedding, their heart skips, especially for the guys, because they know, oh, it's another billing time. It's time to bill them again, and they are not ready for those billing. So sometimes your relationships are just dragging, not because the guy doesn't want to settle down, but because he's scared of the bills that it will take to settle down with you. So why don't you have this conversation? What do you want? Guys, ask the person you're dating what kind of wedding you want. If she says, oh, I want a societal wedding, if you have the money, by all means. But if you don't have the money, you can call her and say, okay, instead of, okay, we can actually have a societal wedding, but not in the way you see it. Let's have a dream. Let's have a cut-out dream on how we want our societal wedding to look like. I think if people begin to have this discussion, we'll have less people thinking so much about why proposal has not come, because it's not as if the guy doesn't want to propose, but he is scared of what will become of him the minute he proposes. The demands for the wedding and everything is going to be overwhelming. So because of that, he do not want to take that bold step. But young man, take that bold step today. I'm sure it's a bold step towards the right direction, and have a proper discussion with your fiance and tell them, this is what I think I want for our wedding. Can we come to an agreement? And if you both of you can come to an agreement, by all means, go ahead and break the news. And when family begins to make demand, both of you can, in love, influence the decisions of family to favor the both of you. But do not remain in the relationship zone for so long, all because of fear of commitment of what to do. Take that bold step today. Become a couple. It is always blessed. It's always blessed. When it is always more blessed when it comes to being settled as a couple than just remaining on the fence. So think again today. Ask yourself, do I just want to remain on the fence, or I want to take that bold step to settle down and become a married couple with my fiance or my fiance? If settling down is what you're choosing today, then begin to think about how to run around having a wedding that can be your Cinderella wedding but less budget, and still a memorable day to remember. If you're out there and you've been in that zone thinking, how do I go about it? Please drop your comments there. And if you're still not subscribed to this channel, please go ahead, subscribe to this channel, share the video, comment on it, and I'll be glad to reach out back to you. God bless you till I come your way again. Stay blessed.